ownership. But boy, do we got to talk some sports, some football.
Oh, here we go.
Hello.
You got to talk it, man. Uh-oh.
I'll tell you.
Happy Tuesday.
Look, every week is great during football season because everybody dreads going back to work on Monday. Hey, the best part about Monday is Monday Night Football.
No,
I'm telling you. But just go with it. It's just my nostalgia. And the
best part, well, yeah, that's your nostalgia. But the best part of Monday is to listen to all the overreaction foolishness.
That's true too.
Every single freaking game, good or bad. Oh my God, this team's gonna win the Super Bowl. This team is gonna tank. You know, like
yeah.
We do.
That's a good point.
Yes, we do. Like, as a fan, I am sure Lanice is feeling comfortable about saying her team's gonna go to the Super Bowl, but I'm quite sure she's seeing things that she doesn't quite like and that she would like to see better. But as a fan, you're going to say that because why? Your team won the damn Super Bowl last year. So why wouldn't you think they could go back? As a Dolphins fan, the reality is we are what we thought we were. And ain't nobody letting us off the hook right now because we are garbage. Absolute garbage.
Oh, I gotta be honest. I didn't see the rails falling off this fast.
You talking about the Dolphins, man? Please.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, I didn't. There were signs last year, and I don't mean to jump in. I mean, I want to get into a couple of topics here just to get back in the groove. But you know, just real quick on the Dolphins, like I said before, I know going into the season, there's teams that are in positions where they're doing things and there's anticipation of we did this, so we expect this. There was nothing that the Dolphins did on the offseason that made you think they were trying to do anything different than what they've already done. Does it make sense? Like there was no players, there was no hit. Like a couple years ago, we brought in Jalen Ramsey. And we brought in this person, you know, and it was like, okay, you know, a few years before that, Tyreek Hill. It's like, okay, we're trying to do something. Oh, we got a new coach. This year was the same old. Like nobody.
Crickets.
Yeah, it was like no. The draft wasn't good. I mean, I'm not saying the players that we didn't draft weren't good, but they weren't like impactful players that you would.
They're not going to be right now. Yeah,
none of our rookies are playing. The offense. Right. And this is what I told Jason Simmons. Shout out to Jay Sims. I told him earlier today. I said the reason why I know the quarterback and the coach is going to be gone. I wouldn't be surprised if we go say 1-6, 1-7. They get rid of McDaniels this before the season's over. I wouldn't be surprised. But this is why I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
What you say?
I said, you think so? You think they'll fire him mid-season?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why right here. I want you to listen to this point I'm about to make.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been thinking about this all day.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill. I told Jason this. You're a Cleveland Browns fan. Oh, yeah, of course you are. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Achane, Darren Waller. Now, Darren Waller hasn't played, but that was the only signing that we did this offseason that, okay, maybe we're trying to do something.
And he came out of
Browns fan. As a Browns fan, I said, there is no way you wouldn't tell me right now you would take all four of those players over every person on your offense right now. So if that's the case, that means you know we got enough talent. We just ain't got no quarterback and coaching.
The talent is there.
We have enough skill. I'm not saying you would take A.J. Brown over Tyreek Hill, but you would take Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you would take Devontae Smith over Waddle, but you would take Waddle if he was available. What I'm saying is we got guys that other people want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't win with them.
No. We can't run a play.
So that's what I'm saying is if we lose games, then it ain't the talent, it's the coaching and the quarterback.
We can't run a play because we too busy trying to be cute and fancy. The referees don't know who's shifting, who's not, who's moving. Run the damn ball.
It's gotten to a point where I'm just like, I know we got Achane is a baller. There's a bunch of running backs in the league that you would not take Achane over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Achane, you would say, yeah, right. You know what? I'll take him. There's 15 starting running backs that he would be better than right now any other team.
One moment. Let me go back to what you said about off-season acquires. What about the let goes of the trades? Are you kidding me?
Let
You
go
let go
Jonnu
of Jonnu Smith.
You let go.
You let go of Smith, and then you hire a bucket.
Yeah.
An old boot.
Yeah.
Man, that's just insane. That's stupid. That's vintage Miami.
Yeah.
That's vintage Miami, man.
So I don't want to burn too much, but like I said, I would not be surprised if we go say 1-6, 1-7, or whatever, and they go, you know what? Let's just go ahead and start the process now. You know, they'll keep Tua and let him ride the season out, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised they let McDaniel. I mean, it's not gonna hurt. Ain't nobody.
It's not gonna hurt.
You said it's not gonna hurt.
If we're 1-6,
so
1-7, I mean, think about it. There's no other game that we're gonna be favorite other than the Jets. Right. I think I looked at the season. I got to go back and look at the schedule. I'm like,
and then we might not get them.
Well, the only reason we might get them is because Justin Fields decided he want to, you know, just like all the rest of these quarterbacks. We can get into that. All the rest of these quarterbacks thinking they made of bricks. I'm like, y'all are quarterbacks.
Bruh, the way the injury racked up on QBs this week, I was like, what the heck? I was like, look. And I was like, oh, I dodged the bullet. I didn't draft him in fantasy football. Who glad I didn't draft him in fantasy football? Like,
do you remember the conversation we had during the draft when my boys Charles took Joe Burrow? And I said the only reason I didn't take him, I said because it's lining up as one of those years where it's good year, hurt year. Good year, hurt year.
Yep.
It's like, this sounds like a hurt year, and down he goes.
I just can't like.
And I like Joe.
Burrow.
I like Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I like him too,
Joe.
but I can't trust him.
No.
I think I had Joe Burrow in a fantasy league. Was it his second year?
Third year.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He balled out his rookie year. If I remember correctly, he got hurt. Then he balled out, went to the Super Bowl. Then he got hurt.
I had him like his second or third year, whatever year it was. He got hurt, and since then I was like, "Listen, you only got to burn me once."
Look, and then they did a
I'm
thing.
gonna be done.
They did a thing. I actually like unsportsmanlike. I actually like small man. I like Canty, and she went down the injury list and was like, I was like, that sounds like a game of operation. They started naming all different parts. They was like the calf, the wrist, the toe, the knee, the other knee, the shoulder.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, last season, they got, man, I swear they're almost like the Dolphins. They got talent. But what's the problem with them?
But no.
Last year it was their defense.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Deon. Like, you gotta. So here's the difference. Here's the difference when you do that. We believe that Joe, like the numbers that Joe Burrow put up, there's no question he's elite. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like from a talent standpoint.
Right.
That makes you look right at the defense, like Lenny said, and go, God dog, this man threw for 5,000 yards. What you need else to do? Don't put it on the Dolphins. We ain't had no 5,000 yard passer. And I
will say,
and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Come on now. I mean that.
And I will say, even though Joe Burrow like played out of his mind last year, and there were several games where you could cite the defense, there were a few games where it was like, Joe Burrow, what are you doing? Untimely fumbles at the end of games, interceptions where you were like, bro, why did you even throw that? Like,
but here's the thing I would tell you, Lenise, and you know, like I said, you know I love you, and I know you know football. But when you got a team, when you know you don't have defense, you just do stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you know your defense, I give you a mulligan because there's nothing in your body and your system that's telling you not to throw that pass because you're thinking, I might have to throw this pass. I know it's probably not the pass I should throw, but I know that defense on the other side, they are terrible. So I'm just going to throw the pass and see what happens.
The only way that's logical is what I saw Russell Wilson do the other night.
At the end of that game,
you know Russ gonna cook a couple of times in the year, man. You know Russ gonna give you them 400-yard games here a couple of times, and then he gonna throw a moon ball straight up in the air. That man threw a moonball straight up in there.
I was like, it's second down. Why are we throwing? What are we doing? I was like,
never
sir, second down in overtime.
I mean,
you don't have to. Don't let that. Oh, he let it go. Like I was like,
I wish he wouldn't have let the Cowboys off the hook, man. He literally
second down.
And listen, let them off.
Don't get me wrong. On my pick'em sheet, I had picked the Cowgirls to win, but I was gonna be okay if the Giants had won.
Cowgirls.
I was gonna be okay had the Giants
pulled that already, man. We supposed to ease back into this. Good Lord.
There's too much that happened in the first 2 weeks. There's a lot of parity on both college and NFL. I know you don't watch.
I'll give you college in a second, but I'm just saying. I mean, back to the injuries, like J.J. McCarthy. I mean, well, shoot, your boy Carson Wentz might be an upgrade at this point, because he ain't. I to this day, it's amazing how narratives and hype can get people thinking something that isn't true. What did anybody think that JJ, like we said that he could have a good season, but there was a bigger chance that he wasn't going to do well. He's a freaking rookie. Like,
because he sat out, he didn't play at all last year.
No.
Year. So literally we've seen him for 4 games, 2 preseason games where he played well in the preseason, but it was the preseason. And that was before he got injured. That was last year. And then we've seen him in 2 regular season games. And I gotta be honest, from what I've seen in the 2 regular season games, he's played 1 great quarter of football. That's it.
And I think the thing about it is with that though is it was to me, we are giving I can't think of the coach name. The coach in Minnesota. The quarterback whisperer. I can't think of his name. God dog. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, but that guy, we know who you're talking about.
But I felt like they gave him too much credit for Sam Darnold. Like, I get that Sam Darnold had been kind of up and down, and then had a great season. But it's almost like they gave him so much credit for Sam Darnold that he could just do it with anybody. And I'm like, JJ McCarthy wasn't the number 1 pick overall. Like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like he was coming into the league as Andrew Luck-ish, Peyton Manning-ish, even a Trevor Lawrence-ish. You know, like he wasn't coming in the league like that. He was a good, solid college quarterback that had a skill set or a potential skill set to be really good. But that dude a lot of credit to get him ready to play in that conference. Against those, I'm not saying these are elite defenses, but you are going up against really good football teams in the Packers and the Lions, and you ain't look good in these first games against other opponents. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you even go back to the Ohio State game when they played, they gave him a tough time. Competition.
Oh, you talking about Michigan? Yeah.
You know, it's tough,
I think
man.
He'll be okay, but to Lanice's point, I'm not pressed about him doing anything this year. I didn't think the Minnesota Vikings were going to win that many games. I started betting a little bit, got on his prize picks things and all this stuff, and I wish I would have took the under with Minnesota. I sure wish I would have. I think the over was like 11.5. I'll take the under on that. I don't think they winning that many damn games, especially now. But I don't know. Carson Wentz might, you know how it happens with these resurrection quarterbacks coming out of the blue. You know.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how good he's gonna be this week though.
Nah. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna be resurrected like Danny Dimes though. I don't know about y'all.
Listen.
Danny Dimes.
Listen.
Daniel Jones. You saw I changed the picture, right? I'm giving you props. Danny Dimes.
I was like, what is happening right now? Because week 1, sorry guys. Week 1, I was like, okay, he beat the Dolphins.
It was the Dolphins.
It was the Dolphins. I was like, he beat the Dolphins. Everybody relax. But
let me make a real quick point on that. Let me make a real good point on that.
We didn't know we were gonna get done like that.
No.
Nobody knew y'all was gonna get done like that. But I figured.
I did.
I figured the Colts. I picked the Colts to win that game, but I didn't think y'all was gonna get done up like y'all got done up.
I did.
That was bad. That was horrible.
I did. Yeah, I did. But what I'm saying is, though, Lanice, let's just say it like this: it was the Dolphins. But we've seen Daniel Jones play against other bad teams and not look good. So I'm just kind of put that out there. So what I'm saying is,
but also we've seen him play behind other bad teams with no O-line, and the Colts have an O-line.
They have a lot. Actually, they have a lot more.
But I'm just saying the starting point for any quarterback to be good is the offensive line.
And the second starting point is what? A good run game.
A good run game.
Right.
So so we've seen him be bad against bad teams with no O-line and a lack of a run game. So we've seen that. But so I didn't think he was going to be terrible in Indianapolis. But I didn't think he was going to look like this the first 2 games out the gate. Let me say that.
He's looking like the reincarnation of Aaron Rodgers.
I was like, who's this guy?
Because
I'm like, and of course, Giants fans are like, who's this guy?
Because it's one thing to look at somebody like the performance, right, and the results.
Right.
But we know, and a lot of people know, especially you, Deon, you're looking at how, like me and Jason was talking, it was like, this man actually believes he's good. Yeah. Like he's out there looking like he's literally taking, like you can see it in his body language. Like he's out there and he's like, cut, catch,
let's go,
toss.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
you know who he reminds me of?
What?
He reminds me of Sam Darnold last year with Minnesota.
That's exactly. Look,
he reminds me of Sam Darnold last year with Minnesota when we were watching Sam Darnold and everybody was like, well, that wasn't the guy that was with the Jets. That wasn't the guy that had gone to Carolina. Like, who's this guy?
I literally was texting with my boys from Indy that I used to have the season tickets with, and that's exactly what he said. He said he's shaping up to be this year's Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Like I was like, if he does that, the Colts got something cooking. Because that's what you were depending on. Like, you know, they got Jonathan Taylor. They got a solid defense. Not great, but their defense can stop people. They got good special teams, good coaching. It was all about the quarterback situation. And now if he's going to go out there and play better than average quarterback to borderline elite like games here and there, I'm like, Colts got something going on because the Texans ain't doing nothing.
Oh, Lord.
I don't believe in the Jaguars. And I love Cam Ward. I know he was a Hurricane, but Tennessee ain't doing nothing. So,
man,
the Colts can run away with that division if they mess around with it. They mess around, they can run away with that division. But again, we too.
Wait a minute. I'm not blowing anything out of proportion. I watched that game last night. Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
Which you talking about, the Colts game?
No,
you talking about the Texans in Tampa Bay?
That was last night.
Yeah, that was last night.
Dude. Why don't you make an adjustment as an offensive coordinator? They are in zero coverage.
I'm talking about for CJ Stroud going against the Bucks?
Yes. Yeah. Bro, they have nobody. It is zero coverage. Bro, let me tell you something. Omaha, everybody running a slant. Somebody gonna cut to the middle. Like right now. There's nobody there. That's like empty out the backfield.
Omaha. Omaha. You heard him. Omaha.
Bro, that's an instant hot route. That's like, hey, whoop, whoop, a hot route. Let's go.
But you know what,
the thing is, though, is that the OC's not making adjustments at halftime.
Thank you.
And I feel like CJ's not making adjustments at the line.
Man, I said Omaha because Peyton would have seen it. They would have never.
Because my thing is I'm like, you don't see that coverage.
Right.
Be like, hey, let me, even if the coach didn't tell me to check out of this, I'm checking out of it.
Thank you. That's where you have to see, and experience is gonna help him. He's gonna learn from that. I'm telling you, because if you got you got no one in that middle, nobody. They were blitzing, they were coming, they had everybody locked man to man. Man, run them slants. Run the quick two route.
But you bring up a good point, and I'm not gonna like just dive into on CJ Stroud.
It's not his fault.
But what I'm saying is, it's a little more troubling with him and that team right now because we saw what they can be, and now the last year and 2 games, watching the Texans, and we're like, what happened?
What's going on?
What happened? Because a year and a half ago, the kid was looking pretty good. Like, I'm not saying that
Right,
we don't have K, we don't have this, don't have that. But he still he still went out there and made the passes. He still went out there and executed. All of a sudden, last year is like, okay, I know they're throwing different stuff at you, but again, that's where coaching comes in, right?
Thank you.
Coaching is supposed to say, hey,
now
when you see this, you do that. Last year you did this, now you do that. And it's like, it's not.
And I feel like, because like his rookie year, before Jaden Daniels came on the scene, CJ Stroud had the best rookie year we probably ever seen. He had a fantastic rookie year. But just like I said last year with him, and like I'm saying this year with Jaden Daniels, I was like, they got tape on you. And defensive coordinators are paid just like quarterbacks. They got a job to do. So it's not going to be as easy as it looked the first season. But I expect your coaches to work with you on that. And I feel like the coaches are still just relying. I don't even know who the OC is in Houston.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to Houston this year.
I don't know who the OC is in Houston, but I feel like they're not doing anything to help him. I know at halftime for adjustments.
Yeah, that
what
was
the
bad.
defense is running.
They look really. They don't look at all. They don't, like I said, they don't look like a team that's being coached well. They don't look like a team that's really trying to. They just don't look good. It just doesn't.
Because even their defense, which even at their worst moments, Houston has pretty much always had a solid defense.
Yeah.
Even this year, their defense looks bad.
Yeah. Which is what you don't expect you don't expect from a team that's coached by a pretty good defensive mind. So it's kind of like, I don't know what they got going on in Houston, but they don't look competitive. That's the word I'm looking for. They don't look competitive at all. Like they just like
I can't believe that. I'm talking about twice it happened. It happened twice. It probably happened 3 times, but I caught it twice and I'm like, time out or do something, making adjustments.
How much is stuff like that? Because we've seen that. Like, we watched some other games probably in the last couple of weeks, right? In the first couple of weeks of the season, where we've seen stuff like that, right? We were like, why are they not making adjustments? What like the Cowboys' first game of the season? Like, it was like, why are they not making adjustments? Like, all this stuff, right? How much is that is preseason? Cats not playing in the preseason? Because I'm like, when these cats don't play,
but didn't Houston
you got to
play
figure things out as you go, and a lot of times wait, say that again.
Didn't Houston play in the preseason though? I'm pretty sure they played.
No. I'm saying the reps that you can get in the preseason, even though you might be seeing somewhat vanilla defenses, you can still, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to understand why certain teams come out ready, and then there's a lot of teams that don't. I mean, look how many penalties we've seen across the games this year so far.
And well, and
I'm just like,
I said that the past few years is that because a lot of people aren't playing, a lot of starters aren't playing in the regular season. In preseason, the first 2 weeks is like preseason. So it's a lot of bad football being played. You get pockets, and I guess that's why everybody's like excited when they get really like some decent games or a couple of decent games, because we probably are anticipating that we're not going to see really good football. For the majority of it, if we really want to be honest, it's been a lot of really bad football. So, it has. Like the first week, because like the Lions Green Bay game, that didn't live up to the hype. But like the Steelers Jets game was actually really good. The Baltimore Bills game was really good.
Yeah,
that was about it though.
But to go back to your point, what's the issue with that? It's called adjustments, man. It's called making adjustments in the game. When you see something, you got people upstairs for a reason. Even in high school, you got some people that'll be in the booth or that'll be on the field. They're up there for a reason. When you get a coverage or any type of formation that's been killing you, alert. You get on that headset. Hey, they're in this. They're in that. We need to check out of it.
Okay. So let's talk about that real quick then. I guess my point is, are we seeing, because let's think about, okay, across the league, there's a lot of first year, second, and even third year coaches. And some of the second and third year coaches didn't really have good seasons. Like, So are we like thinning down too much now? I mean, it sounds like, I guess what I'm trying to get to, I know it's the first 2 weeks of the season, not to make too big a deal of it. You know, by the time we get to week 4 or 5, we'll know what team. We'll know a little bit more. But what I'm saying is, what you're talking about is coaching, but you're Deon Dyer, who played pro ball, and you're sitting on this panel with me and Lanice, and we're all saying it. I'm like, these dudes get paid to do what you're saying. So like, why they're not doing it?
They get paid,
and I'm feeling like they're not doing it because they may not necessarily have the experience to do it.
Right. What I'm saying, like they get paid for it, but like, for example, I'll take the Eagles. Like, we got a new offensive coordinator this year, even though he's been with the team for several years. This is his first time calling plays. He's never done it before. Mm-hmm. Now, and in week 1, offense came out clicking on all cylinders. And I was like, until we had the delay. And we were all like, oh, this is going to be great. This is an easy transition this year because offense looked just like it did when we left the Super Bowl. This is great. And then this week comes, and I'm like, oh my God, he almost looks like Ben Johnson. That man ain't made no adjustments, and we are running first, second down, and then throwing in third and long. Yeah, they're going to be running at Jalen all day long with the blitz, and we ain't done nothing to adjust to the blitz. By third quarter, everybody was ready to throw the TV, laptops, phones, everything. But I had to keep reminding them. I was like, it's his first time calling plays. And they were like, but we got to make adjustments. It's his first time calling plays, and it's his first time being met by the blitz like this because Dallas didn't blitz.
But Lanice, you got other coaches that are there.
You have other coaches, but if you have other coaches and they're all in new positions for the first time.
Okay, listen.
But also hear me out, Deon. And they're all, but also if you got other coaches, and at some point you just got to let people go through growing pains. Just like you got to play some games and the quarterback gonna suck and get beat up, and you got to be like, he got to go through it. No. Like they just got to go through it.
I hear what you're saying. High school.
Coaches got to go through it.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree with what you're saying.
And I'm not saying all of that is that. Like the Texans, that's not that. Because the Texans, they done been together now for 3 seasons. What they got going on is absolutely no excuse. What the Texans got going on is no excuse. I don't know what the hell's happening in Houston.
And I'm gonna say this. No, because listen, high school, you don't have a huge coach staff. Not all high schools. Some high schools do, depending on what state you're in.
Right.
But when you get to college, you got more people that got eyes on certain things. You got one coach that's probably just looking straight at the deep. Like, I'm just checking all these pressures. What fronts are they in? What formations? Whether they're 4-man, 3-man, what have you? Are the corners playing up, or are they cushioning, giving you a little cushion? If they're giving the cushion, then we can do this or we can do that. You in the NFL have no excuse not to make an adjustment when it's a zero coverage and you got Stroud at quarterback and you got the weapons that you have at running back and receiver and tight end. I just don't understand.
I want to go back.
I don't even like Sirianni, and he stay on the move talking to people.
Yeah, I will go back to what Lanice said.
Not too much on my coach, Deon. Not too much on my coach.
No, okay. What I'm saying is though, Lanice, I agree with you, but the only thing I will say is, first of all, again, it's week 2. Lord, I gotta keep telling myself that it's week 2.
It's week 2.
Right, and we gotta keep ourselves grounded with that. The only thing I would say is, to your point, you gotta let people go through growing pains. But at this level, in my opinion, at this level, like we can't look at this the same as we look at other levels, because I'm like, you hired this person. Right, because there's a lot of other choices out there that you could have. I could have taken a chance with Pete Dukes. I could take a chance with Lanice Roberts. Like, there's a lot of people that can go out here and call a bad game, right? And we can. So all I'm saying is that, and I'm not saying just the Eagles. I'm thinking about it just in general. Like, as a coordinator moves into a head coaching position, you've seen some coaches go back, like Robert Saleh, right? And then you've seen other coaches get elevated up. And when you see a person get elevated up, that's when you start having a conversation on, okay, did we elevate the right person at the right time? Because think about it, you're coming off a Super Bowl. You lost your court, and that happens, right? When your team is successful, the way it works now, it's more often now than it has been in the past. Because in the past, remember, Josh McDaniels, yeah, he got a head coaching job, but he loved being the coordinator of the freaking Patriots with Tom Brady quarterbacking. You know, like a lot of them guys is like, just pay me a little bit more. I'm gonna stay right here.
Yep.
And keep winning. And but when you elevate a person, the thought is, hey, we know this person is coming up, so let's take the quarterback coach and he might be ready, or let's take the line coach over here and he might be ready. And then you start getting into the calls, you get into the games, and you don't see adjustments. You're like, yo, bro, gonna do something? Like, look, I gave you the job, bro. You gonna do something? You know what? I'll do it.
right. Like, it's like, do something, move,
breathe. Do something. Look, I ain't hiring you to stand there with the clipboard. Do something.
Man, I'm telling you, man. It is
right.
something.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it now, but like I said, I just because you so you don't lose your mind as a fan. You try to remember, and I was like, this is his first time calling plays, but he's like he's been with the team a while. He's been on the offense. It's like his first time calling plays.
Y'all will be okay.
So I'm just like, and then everybody's like, well, it's Jalen's. I don't even remember how many different offensive coordinator. I was like, that man that had a different offensive coordinator ever since he started college.
And that's the other part of the process is that the culture in the Eagles, the culture around other teams, even when certain teams are not good, the culture is there. Like we can talk about not liking the Patriots, but the Patriots always have a culture. So you always give them the benefit of the doubt when they bring certain coaches in and everything. Okay, as long as you ain't deflating balls, be good, like that kind of thing. Right. And you give their teams the benefit of the doubt. That's why a lot of people were mad about Mayo, because they thought they would give Mayo the benefit of the doubt. Then they bring in Vrabel. I'm like, okay, I get Mayo and I understand that, but it is Mike Vrabel. Like, man was a coach of the year, and he took a Tennessee team and resurrected that entire freaking franchise for about 3 or 4 years. Because think about it. I tell people all the time, outside of Derrick Henry, name me another Titan on that team. You remember any Titans from that team other than Derrick Henry?
He had
somehow, some way they were winning a lot of freaking football games.
He had DeMarco Murray,
and that was. Well, what I'm saying is that it was the.
He had AJ Brown until they traded him to us.
Yeah, I forgot they did draft AJ Brown.
They had AJ Brown until they traded him to us.
Yeah, they did. But I was like, but they also had what was it? Kerry Collins coaching that quarterback? Who was coaching that? Quarterback of that team back then. I can't even remember who the quarterback was for the Titans.
No, it was Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill.
Oh Lord. I want to keep moving.
Let's move on to the.
Years ago, we talked about Tannehill.
Let's get this out of the way. The Panthers are. I think what we can say about week 2 is this: the teams that are not great aren't great. Right. Like, I want the Panthers to win a few games. I'm sorry, Rod. I do. I really do. I want them to win some games. I mean, I always support the local team. They're as local as it gets being here. Lanice, you right there. Like, you want to see some success. You want to see morale be okay in the city. Like just a little bit of morale. It ain't happening.
Man, they riding over there.
They ain't gonna win a lot of games. They might not. They ain't.
And here's the thing. Here's what's crazy.
They might beat us.
I agree.
Here's what's crazy.
Do they play us? Go ahead, keep going.
Is that the end of last season? Like, the Panthers ended last season kind of like how Detroit ended their first season when what's his name first got there. Like, they didn't win a lot of games, but they were coming on near the end of the season, and you were like, oh, they're building on something. The Panthers ended their season that way last year after Bryce got benched and he came back. Like, he looked like a real legit quarterback. And
he still looked okay this weekend. He didn't really play bad at all. Like, he didn't play great, but he didn't play bad.
But I'm like, so in the off season, y'all just forgot everything y'all was building on? Like, I don't understand.
Something happened because people took to the streets, from what I heard.
Oh, we do play at Carolina.
Yeah. People went down to the stadium.
I gotta call my boy. He was trying to that, so I guess I do go. I may try to go to that. Oh, I don't want to go to that game. I really don't.
My boy Big Waz.
Both them teams are gonna be 0-4. It's gonna be a battle of the 0-4 teams.
Yeah, my boy Big Waz told me that the people were so fed up with the management that they went down there to the stadium and were like, demanding.
Who you talking
about? Carolina fans.
Well, but
that was over the summer too. That was part of.
But I think my thing is,
that was last year during the regular season.
Oh,
that was last year during the regular season. That was
last year during the regular season. This summer, nobody was focused on the Panthers because, again, like I said, they ended the season on a high note. Last year, they ended the season on a high note when Bryce Young came back from being benched after Andy Dalton had gotten hurt in the car accident.
Yeah,
and they brought Bryce back.
Yeah.
Like their last 5 or 6 games, I can't even. They didn't even win all of them. Like they had that game where they almost beat the Chiefs, but that was a good one. And then they won like 2 or 3 or whatever.
I think they won
every
2
game. They were really competitive,
but
they looked really good. And so people felt good coming into this season based off of how last season ended. And then this season started and they looked like the same old pussycats.
But, Cuzzo keeps saying that, we shouldn't, blow our, just throw it all out the window for the first couple of weeks. But
I said that relative to not going too far with certain things, but I do know I do know what a bad team looks like. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Right. And all I'm getting on, I haven't even gotten to the teams. I'm just talking about from a coach's standpoint. It's like
they're just not adjusted. The coaches aren't ready either. It seems like. Are you what you're saying?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
They ain't ready. They haven't been. They aren't ready either. They just.
I mean, the teams that are
adjustments.
Yeah, the teams that have come out and look good, but it's like you might have a few hiccups, but everything is constantly just flowing. It's flowing.
But let's do this. Let's do this. I just thought of something. Let's do this. I'm gonna name teams, and you just tell me. What they are now, is that what they are, or you think they're better or worse? So I'm gonna just start right. I mean, I'm not gonna go with the Eagles. The Eagles are gonna be fine. Buffalo's gonna be fine. Baltimore's gonna be fine. Like they're gonna be fine. But the Steelers, same old Steelers, or you think they're gonna be better?
I think they'll be better.
You think they're gonna be better?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know because their defense looks awful.
That's kind of what I was.
I can't even say
that's
that.
why I think they're not going to be. I think it's going. They better be better on defense real quick.
Going into the season, I absolutely thought the Steelers were going to be better because, contrary to what people thought, looking at Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season last year, I was like, Aaron's going to be fine, and it takes time to come back off of the injury he had. And he was looking good at the end of the season last year. So I was like, they're going to be fine. But the first 2 games, the problem the Steelers have had, even though they won that game against the Jets, and Aaron Rodgers looked like he turned back the time. Scorched earth Aaron Rodgers, angry Aaron Rodgers is always a joy to watch. He ticked off 22 for 30, 244 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. I was like, the Steelers are going to be good if defense can do something. Defense was trash in that first game.
And they weren't that great in the second game.
That final series.
They've been mediocre on defense ever since my man left, the big boy.
Troy Polamalu?
No, I know what you're talking about, but what she's getting to is exactly what I'm saying. Like when I think about the Steelers the first couple of weeks, and I'm hoping it changes, but I'm saying it's starting to trend in the wrong direction. The defense is not what they are so far.
And normally the Steelers, that's what you can hang your hat on.
Yeah, so that's why I said the Steelers.
This week they looked worse than they did week 1. And
What about
I can't say they'll be fine until I see Steelers defense.
Yeah. What about the Chargers? You think the Chargers are for real?
I do. I don't trust it.
Me and Laniso, we 2 for 2 in Laniso.
I'm gonna be honest, cause listen.
Deon, she said I don't trust it. I'm like that.
Listen.
Hold up 20 points against the Raiders and we raving about it.
I'm not okay. Wait a minute, because I can explain why I said.
Go ahead. No, good. No, that's why we want it. Go ahead.
I'm with it. Help me.
Defensively,
you know how much I like Justin Herbert and how much I want. I don't know why I like that kid. I want him to be better. I like John Harbaugh. I like Harbaugh. I'm scared because it might be too much for him. This success might be too much for him.
Herbert. Okay, so we got to get my young heel. We got to get my young heel. To hold on to the rock.
Who you talking about?
Omarion Hampton.
Yeah, but they got to give him the rock for him to hold on to it. They had like 6 carries. That's right.
They were giving
Trust me, I know he's on my fantasy team. I'm really pissed about drafting him right now. I'm like watching the game. I'm like, the dude is right there. Give him the ball. Dude, we'll pass it again. Okay, ready? Okay, it's first attempt. We're going to pass it again. Okay, we'll pass it to him. Now we're going to throw it to... I'm like, the boy is...
Okay, I'm just going to ask you the question. I'm just going to ask you the question.
I'm sorry. I cut you. I'm sorry.
No, because...
By the way, I'm distracted. Just a shout out to my Aces right now. They're playing the WNBA Finals, and they looking good. They won 17 in a row. 2 play, so we're trying to sweep the Seattle team. Okay, all right, back. Okay, I'm back.
So my thing is that Harbaugh gets in the way sometimes. I think the coaching staff gets in the way. But the chemistry that defense has, I'm not looking at who they played. I'm looking at...
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
looking at how they played.
Okay.
And played together. That is good stuff. If they got that energy and bring that energy, even when Khalil Mack got hurt and went out, they didn't miss. They didn't miss one step.
Did he break his arm?
I think he did, but I haven't seen or heard.
They talk about these quarterbacks so much. I mean, I'm like, that's Khalil Mack. I mean, can I get? I may have to go look it up. I'm gonna look it up. I guess my thing is when Lenise says she doesn't trust it, and she may have a different reason of not trusting.
Why? That's my question.
I don't trust it because, and again, it may be different, but we've seen the Chargers look good and not hold up. They just have. Now, Harbaugh may make a difference in this. I don't know. Correct. The defense may be a little bit better because of that, right? You chip away at the things that you're not good at, right? So maybe they're chipping away at being better on defense. Justin Herbert is obviously completely healthy. He's out there running like a gazelle and throwing darts.
Yeah, and I
would expect that. But I'm not one of those that doesn't think the Chiefs isn't. We can talk about the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs are. I even said it before. I said it before the season. They're going to take a step back, but they're still the Chiefs, so you give them a little bit of credit. And it's still Andy Reid, and it's still Mahomes, and all this other stuff. I don't think they're going to run away with the division, the Chargers. But I just see they're one of those teams I got to get to week 5, and then I got to get to week 5.
Lenise, I just got to say this before you go. When we started this questionnaire, this game. I just now realized that I may be a little, I don't know what's the word, jaded, because anybody who doesn't look like us, I think got a chance.
Dude, it's a bunch of teams. There's a bunch of teams that are better than. There's 31 other teams that's better than the Dolphins.
I was like, look at that defense. They're having fun.
Holy crap! This just in. Aaron Jones is on the IR.
Who?
Aaron Jones, running back for the Vikings. He's on the IR.
What?
I don't even remember him getting hurt. So the starting quarterback and the starting running back for the Vikings are hurt. Take the under.
Take the under. Take whoever they're playing.
But what I'm saying is
take whoever they're playing.
Whatever wins, you got to take the under. Whatever their win total was, I told people take it.
Yeah.
Their season. All right, hold on. Give me a team. Give me a team. We need to talk. Give me a team that you.
Well, no, I was gonna give Deon my reason for not trusting the Chargers.
Oh, I thought you gave it. Oh, I thought.
No, and my reason for not trusting the Chargers is that they look amazing right now, and maybe Harbaugh will be, as Pete said, the factor that holds the pieces together. But we've seen this movie before. And we all know they blow it in the end. So I'm going to need more information before I believe they're not going to blow it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. And the other part of that, part of that equation is I never wish this on the kid, but it seems like as soon as they get going, some kind of nick-nagging injury gets on Herbert. Like, remember, a couple of seasons ago, they got going, and then he got nicked up. A couple of seasons before that, he got going. So let's see it.
Even last year.
Chargers is going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough out.
Last year, they looked pretty good, and he got nicked up midway through the season. So I'm going to need, because like you said, he's 100% healthy. He out there running around like a gazelle. Hey, little dude, slide. Like, I need all these quarterbacks, if y'all could just get down.
They don't want. Yeah.
Live to fight another day.
Isn't that ironic?
Live to fight another down.
Isn't that ironic though? Now the referees go out of their way to protect them, and they don't want the protection.
They still don't want to fly, and they still don't want. They still ain't.
The thing is, they don't go out of their way to protect all of them.
They don't. We're not gonna get into that. We know.
But I ain't gonna talk about that. But okay, another team. I'm gonna throw out a team. How do y'all feel about the Chiefs? Where they are right now at 0-2?
Ooh.
The only reason this is what I'm gonna say about the Chiefs.
Fluke, or you think they're gonna be okay? Like,
if the definition of okay is they can still be a wild card team with still a chance to win the division, then yes. If the okay is they're going to win the Super Bowl, no, I don't see it. I don't see that happening unless they make some changes or some of the players they get back, like the Rashee Rices and all them.
They're hurt. Yeah, they got.
Yeah, they get those players back in the next 3 or 4 weeks after suspensions and injuries. I like Travis Kelce. I think he's gonna get.
He is suspended.
With Travis Kelce. I think the defense is good, but the defense so far has been underachieving. But they're probably underachieving because the offense can't generate points. The offense keeps giving the ball back to the other team, and they got to be on the field a lot. I mean, so I'm gonna say wild card. But I don't think they're gonna make a lot of noise. I'm not counting them all the way out. I think they're better than the Raiders, and I think they're still better than Denver. I think the Chargers, like you said, we can't trust that. So until we see that about 3 or 4 weeks, I think the Chiefs will be okay. I mean, I think they're a middle of the road team because right now, like Lenny said, Rice is not hurt. He's suspended, but Worthy's hurt.
But Worthy's hurt.
Yeah, Worthy's
but
hurt.
Then they got.
So think about it. You got Worthy and Rice on the field. I mean, my God. I mean,
yeah, they got 2 other guys hurt too at receiver. Then they had some
they're
my man Pacheco can't get the rock.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes
because right now their receivers are Hollywood Brown and Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
and
Hollywood Brown and Travis Kelce, right?
But no, isn't Pacheco hurt? Because I want to say they've been giving the ball to Kareem Hunt.
They just not running the ball. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Andy Reid is going back to the years where he was just he's chucking, but he ain't got nobody for Patrick Mahomes to chuck it to right now. So they may want to consider trying to run the ball a little bit more. But I'm not. I mean, I heard people counting them out. I'm like, it's week 2. This is.
I wouldn't count them out. No. Yeah,
I think people are counting them out as odd because they've started 0-2, and I don't remember the last time they started 0-2. And this is the first time ever that Patrick Mahomes has lost 3 games in a row.
I think they said it was Andy Reid's. second season.
That they started 0-2. Okay.
Yeah, and they still almost made the playoffs. So
yeah. So I think they'll be fine. I'm gonna tell
you the real reason. I'm gonna tell you the reason where I think they'll be fine. If you look at all the middle of the road teams in the AFC, right? Think about right now. I know it's week 2, but let's just think about let's think about in the AFC East. We know the Bills are here, but you got Patriots, Jets, Dolphins. You think the Chiefs are better than all 3 of those teams? I do.
Yeah.
Right. You go to the South.
No. Wait a minute now.
Who you think better than the Chiefs in that division, other than the Bills?
That's what I'm saying. The Bills.
I said the Bills are here. I'm talking about slicing. I'm not talking about the division winners. If we think Baltimore, I'm just going to throw it out there. If we think Baltimore is winning that division, I'm just saying it. I'm not saying it is, but we think that.
Right.
Is the Chiefs better than Cleveland? If the Chiefs better than Cleveland? Yes.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs better than the Bengals? Yes.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs better than the Steelers? Yes. Right now,
yeah.
If the Chiefs played the Steelers, that's a wash.
I don't think it's a wash. I think with the Steelers' offense, I think it'll be So listen, here's what I'm saying to you. You put and it's hard to game plan for the Chiefs, but
I get
if
what
they're
you're saying.
scoring, I think Steelers can score now. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Well, yeah, I
but,
think the
my
Steelers
point
can
is,
score,
those are going to
but
be
I
the
think
teams
what-
that they're.
but I
Those
think
are going to be
what
the teams that they're
keeps that game-
battling for the wild card, though. So when you tell me down the stretch, if I look at 17 games, if I'm battling those teams for the wild cards, I feel good about my chances. Is what I'm saying. If I'm battling the Texans, the Titans, and the freaking Jaguars for a wild card, I feel good. The AFC is not strong in the middle down low. Whereas at the NFC, I think even after week 2, you can look at some of those teams like the Cardinals. The Cardinals get in their own way. I'm watching the game; they having 15 penalties. That's smart, but they got talent. The Cardinals are going to be fine. Like these mediocre teams in the NFC, you know what I'm saying? I see better than some of the. And I'm saying I might be wrong week 2, but I think the Chiefs will be fine because all of those teams that's underneath those elites, they're at the top of that list. I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's the only reason I say I think they'll be fine.
I think the difference is in the AFC is that you've got in your divisions, you got your top tier team, and then everybody else in your division falls so far off.
Like the Rams, I know the Rams, like people think they're a juggernaut, and I get it, but they're one bad back from not being good.
I don't think the Rams are as tough as. I think
the Rams are going to be a tough out, but they're one bad back from not being good. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not talking about running back.
Yeah, we're talking about Matthews back.
I'm talking about old man Stafford, who I love. You know, I love me some old man Stafford, but he old man Stafford. That's why we call him old man Stafford.
The Rams are.
And look at look. Oh, we thought the Commanders going to be there. Boom. Now the quarterback is hurt. They haven't looked good the first couple of weeks. You see what I'm saying? Like. So that's why I'm not counting out teams.
And
like,
I was saying that.
I'm not counting out championship pedigree.
I didn't think the Commanders were going to be as good this year as they were last year, because that
means you didn't think they was going to make the playoffs because people act like they won a bunch of games. They were the sixth seed.
And I didn't. Here's the thing: when I look at our division. And even though I like rag on the Cowgirls on the regular, I rag on them on the regular. When I went into this season, I felt like the Cowboys were going to be the number 2 in our division, just because based off of the simple fact that now there's film on Jaden Daniels. And I was like, he's not going to be able to do what he did last year to teams because teams are going to be prepared for those.
Yeah.
And it was evident in the first 2 games. Teams have sat down and figured out, okay, this is what we need to do.
What was it? Who did they play week 1? Who did they play week 1? The Commanders.
I forgot.
The Giants.
And they beat the Giants, right? But they didn't look like a juggernaut. They beat the Giants.
But wait.
I think they played the Giants week 1, but the Giants looked more bad than the Commanders looked good.
But your division out of the NFC period to me is the toughest if you think about it. If you just look at those 4 teams.
Yeah.
Is there another NFC division that has all 4 teams that are formidable and you don't know? You really don't.
I mean, like I said, we're going to reference back to week 2, and I got to keep grounding myself. But to your point, you can make that argument that because of the competitiveness of the division in general, right? It doesn't even matter.
Thank you.
I mean, it doesn't even matter if the teams are good or bad. They just have so much of a natural, I don't want to use the word hate, but I guess that's the only word I can think of. They have such a natural animosity towards each other that they're going to make these bad games.
The Commanders played the Giants.
And to your point, the Giants,
the Giants looked more bad than the Commanders looked good.
And I think the question is now, with all the quarterback injuries to some of these teams, like, whatever we thought the Vikings were going to be, that's up for grabs. Whatever we thought the Commanders were going to be, if Jaden is not playing for like 2 or 3 weeks, those are 2 or 3 losses. Like, if you lose those 2 or 3 games, you ain't getting them back. Like, you can't get those back. One other team. Let me think. We talked about. What about the Bucks? I mean, we talked the Bucks in the bad. Like, look, we just talked about it. The Bucks in a bad decision. They'll win that division.
Yeah, I'm just.
What about Atlanta though? Do we think Atlanta could give them a run?
Oh, Atlanta.
No, because Atlanta can't seem to get out their own way.
They remind me of the damn Titans. I mean, not the Titans, but the Texans. I'm sorry. It's like, dude.
But they win. But they've won though. That's the difference. Y'all win. They do it.
But they've only won one game.
No, I think they're 2-0.
No, because their first game was against the Bucks.
Their first game was against the Bucks.
Their first game was against the Bucks,
Yeah,
and they lost that.
They lost that
yeah,
game.
if they played the Bucks, they lost. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, they lost that first game to the Bucks. They were winning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And they
Baker
lost
Mayfield
that
threw
game
that
in the
touchdown
fourth
pass.
quarter
You're
to
right.
the Bucks. Kind of like the Texans did last night. They were winning.
They look just like the
Texans.
I don't get that Falcons. It's just the same thing with the Texans. Like they can look really
Why you
good.
keep going back to the Texans? Is it because you had a contract? What are we doing here?
It's because he really likes CJ Stroud.
No, he had a contract with him.
I like the fact that here's what I'm trying to say.
If you look
Texans,
up Deon Dyer, you'll see that the Texans.
I was there for a cup of tea.
You were there for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. I like to see. So when
I love this picture of you coming up, man. Your high school picture here, boy.
Oh Lord. No, we got.
Go ahead, Deon. He's distracted. Go ahead.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead, Deon.
Okay, we got to celebrate some stuff here in about 3 years. Okay, keep going.
I just think that the Texans and the Falcons look identical. That's all I'm trying to say. They can look very good one moment and then look like hot garbage on defense. I mean, they just really mirror each other. That's.
There's a lack of consistency. I think that's what we're looking for.
There's
a lack of consistency, and so you don't know from week. They absolutely have studs on offense.
Yeah.
And they've got, I don't know that they have studs on defense, but they've got a solid defense. But from week to week, you don't know who's coming to the stadium.
You don't know who's gonna show up, man. You don't know who's gonna show up. Unlike us, we're on the low end of the expectations. We know we're not gonna show up.
You average,
but y'all are consistently not showing up. Like y'all deliver. Like we don't expect anything from the Dolphins. And the Dolphins don't give us anything.
Would you stop burning airtime talking about the freaking Texans and the damn Dolphins? Let's talk about, if you want to get into the college football, the funniest thing I heard college football wise is, and I'm summarizing, Archie Manning, I think they say, was in an interview and said, well, it looks like my grandson needs to stay his senior year. He don't need to come out.
But I thought he was staying his senior year anyway.
If he's thinking about it, he needed to boo.
No, they thought he was going to be that one.
No, I think he was already planning to stay his senior year, but Archie, I think, was saying, he damn sure best.
Yeah, like, I think the media was thinking
everybody was hyping Arch up, man. He's good, but
I don't think
he's not his brother. His uncle.
Arch was ever planning on coming out because none of the Peyton clan, none of the Manning clan has ever.
That was a good way to say it, because
Yeah.
And let's I'm just laughing at the fact that Archie Manning, who I love, Manning was like, him boy better stay up and he better stay.
That's funny. That's funny. But like I said, I always thought he was gonna stay, but that's funny. But shout out to my nose.
I just like the realness about it. It's like, look.
This ain't for him right now.
They said they was booing that poor kid at the game this weekend. They was booing.
Well, they don't. Yeah, but fans.
He was struggling against UTEP, bro.
But that's the thing, though. The great hype machine, because they were talking about him winning the Heisman this year. He was the top pick for most people going into the season to win the Heisman and all of the things. And I was like, but isn't this his first full year starting?
He started with a couple games last year, and then he started. But I think they thought coming into the season that it's really not fair to him. It's really not that fair to him. It's really
you gotta know our society. It's the hype. It's not even a hype machine. It's just the fact that you come from a lineage of ballers.
It is, but also but it doesn't help if you come from the lineage of ballers and then you still get the hype machine, because again,
but you know what the real problem is?
Because allegedly folks was tanking for Arch and all the things.
But this has always been, I know why it happens, and I'm gonna ask Deon this.
As
a resident player, I know why they do it. But for years and years and years and years, I'm 51 for years. I'm gonna tell you, going on 20 some odd years. Me and Previn even called me. Previn, shout out to Prev. Previn even called me because he knew what I was gonna say before I even said it. Every single year college football starts up, one of the reasons why Arch was in the hype machine is because of why they ranked Texas number one. And now let me get to my systemic aspect of that, the thing that always bothers me. And Clemson is a great example of this. We don't know why are you ranking teams before the 4th or 5th week, but we do it because we got to sell the games. We got to get the people to watch. We got to sell it as a top 10 matchup or a top 20 matchup. All this. There is no way in hell that Clemson should have been ranked that high coming in this year.
No.
And there's no way that you don't rank Ohio State number one coming back with a reload.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And pretty much most hype. And you're gonna give Texas the number one team. That's why Arch was under the microscope, because the poor kid was like, I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask to be ranked number one.
Because how did we get ranked number one?
Try to play.
Right.
Look, we didn't win a championship. How do we get ranked number one?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing to me? Now, of course, he's not gonna say that, but I guarantee you, part of his body, part of his thing, he was thinking, God, dog, they put us number one, and I gotta go to the horseshoe on my first week.
Yeah, you know,
to me, like
that was terrible, and even watching that game,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're ranking all these teams, like, oh, Miami looks good this year. I said we were 8-0 last year at the beginning of the season. Stop it. Yeah. Stop it. The Hurricanes were 8-0. Stop it.
Yeah. I mean, just
call me when they win the ACC. Call me when they win the ACC. Do you realize that Miami Hurricanes has never won the ACC? Do you realize that? Do you realize that Miami Hurricanes have never won the ACC?
But Pete, like I said, if it makes you feel
call
better,
me when they get to Charlotte.
Florida State.
What you say?
They didn't even rank Florida State this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like
we were unranked, and then we smacked up on Alabama. Roll Tide.
But my point is, all these like you saying about week 2. I'm like, oh, Pete, you see all the former Hurricanes on the sideline? I say, yeah, they selling the tickets.
Yeah,
Michael Irvin, Ed Reed, those my boys. I love them. They selling tickets. They selling tickets. We ain't no better. Carson Beck ain't no better than Cam Ward. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the people that vote on them is just what you said. You gotta sell
the tickets.
everything in the beginning, because college football, high school football period in the fall is just great. It just creates energy.
I love the matchups, but I'm like, you selling these games, like you say. Now that Clemson had lost 2,
right? But
people gonna start sleeping on Georgia Tech again, because every time people start sleeping on Georgia Tech, you go down to Atlanta and get your butt waxed. I'm just saying, I can't follow college football like that, because it to me is always going to wind up being the same flock of teams. But I think early on, Notre Dame,
it's gonna be different this year.
Clemson is struggling. Alabama is it Alabama? But I don't care.
This year is going to be very different, and it's because they did what they did with restructuring,
with the reseeding,
the conferences.
I think the ranking thing always got, and Previn called me up. He said, I know you're mad about the rankings. I was like, just mad that they rank them. Just let them play. Just put them out there and play. You don't have to hype Ohio State versus Texas. You don't need a ranking to hype that game up. Like,
it sells itself. Really don't. Yeah.
Like, you don't need a ranking to hype that game up. Clemson and LSU. You don't need a ranking to hype that. Miami and Notre Dame. Hell, the history sells that. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. The Catholics versus the Conference.
The Florida State played Miami.
Catholics versus the Conference.
That was the documentary. That was what they used to say when all those teams were independents. Florida State, independents.
Oh, you talking about Miami and
when Miami used to play Notre Dame, they used to say the Catholics versus the convicts.
I mean,
that's going way back into the late '80s, but
I'll say this because my phone's battery is dying. But here,
I'm about to get.
Let me just say this. I'll say this. It may, and this is my little good night soliloquy, or I don't know what you want to say. Sometimes it's better to be ranked. Sometimes it's better to have that hype machine. Sometimes it's better to be put in the top 5 in the preseason, the top 10, hell, even the top 15. Oh, we got a top 25. That's right. It's great to even be put in that in the preseason before you even. Once you all you did was go to 2-a-days. That's all you did. And then
somebody ranked you. Yeah,
and now
somebody
you're
ranked
ready.
you.
Yeah, and now you haven't even played the first game.
Yeah.
But at least you're talked about and ranked because of football, and not ranked and mostly talked about because your head coach has a 24-year-old girlfriend. Thank you and good night, everyone.
No, you can't. No.
And we're horrible.
No. That's pretty
But
bad.
did you hear what I said?
We heard what you
talked
said.
about and ranked.
They caught that man on the sideline, and he literally was out there saying, "What are we doing?" The words came out. He was like,
"What are we doing?
What are we doing?" Rather than to be not ranked and only known because your head coach is dating a 24-year-old, and he may have won some Super Bowls. We don't know because that wasn't even the story.
I forgot about the fact.
Well, it was the story when he first got hired, but the 24-year-old girlfriend has taken over.
Man, we couldn't even see a Super Bowl trophy with Bill Belichick's face near it. It was him doing Pilates on the beach with his 24-year-old.
And I think she's a fiance now. Aren't they engaged?
I have no clue. I just know
nobody knows. Nobody cares. Like I said, I'll wait.
That's the part right there, Pete. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Man, I love y'all. I appreciate it. We'll do it next week. Same bat channel, same bat time.
All right, cool.
Let's do it. Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Later.